Hello everyone, myself Mrs. Janvi Darshan Rao, lecturer in Electronics and Telecommunication Department of Pravin Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology. In this video we are going to study the PLC. The aim of the practical is to identify and test different parts of PLC. Now practical significance. PLC, Programmable Logic Controller, is an industrial computer based control system which continuously monitors the state of input devices and other values, make decisions based on the stored programs to control the state of output devices. PLC is used to control machines and processes. This practical will enable the students to identify and test the different parts of PLC. Now, relevant program outcome can be basic knowledge, discipline knowledge, experiments and practice, and the engineering tools. Competency and practical skills. Students must know the different parts of PLC and how to test that different parts of PLC. Practical outcome for this practical is to develop a ladder diagram to test the functionality of logic gates. Minimum theoretical background. Here the block diagram of PLC is given, which is having input, output, programming devices, CPU, memory, data memory, power supply and the serial port. A discrete input is an input that is either is in on and on or off condition. Push buttons, toggle switches, limit switches, proximity switches and contact closures are examples of discrete sensors which are connected to the PLC discrete or digital inputs. An analog input is a continuous variable signal. Typical analog input may vary from 0 to 20 milliamps, 4 to 20 milliamps or 0 to 10 volts. Output. There are three common categories of output: discrete, register and analog. Discrete output can be pilot lights, solenoid valves. Register output can be driver panel meters or displays. And last, analog output can be driver signal to variable speed drivers or to input output converters and thus to control valves. Control processor unit. The central processor unit, CPU, performs the tasks necessary to fulfill the PLC functions. Among these tasks are scanning, I/O bus traffic control, program execution, peripheral and external device communications, special functions, all data handling executions, and self-diagnostics. Memory unit. It is a library where the application program is stored and it is also where the PLC's executive is stored. An executive program functions as the operating system of the PLC. It is the program that interrupts, manages and executes the user's application's program. Programmer unit. The programmer unit provides an interface between the PLC and the user during program development, startup and troubleshooting. The instruction to be performed during each scan are coded and inserted into memory with the programmer. Programmers vary from small handheld unit the size of the large calculator to desktop standalone intelligent CRT based. Input module. It sends input signals, isolates it and converts it into DC demo. Output module. It receives control signal from CPU, then convert it into analog or digital values. Last but not the least is power supply. It provides supply voltage needed to run the primary PLC components. So here is the diagram which indicates the PLC parts identification diagram. Now resources required is PLC and computer. Procedure: identifying the various parts of PLCs, observe the status of input, output and communication port, and write down the specifications. In this practical, observation can be written from the PLC manual. Students have to write any two questions from this given practical related questions. Thank you.